So many times the devil tries turn me around. Keep pressing on, 'cause my soul is heavy bound. Cause my soul is heaven bound.
Man, what is the deal? What is happening and what is going on? You are here for a live episode of the Raider Rundown, man. And with that, breaking news: the Raiders have signed veteran linebacker Germaine Pratt. Hey, if you was here with the Turf and Rundown show, you caught the replay, whatever it was, bro. You saw we talked about it. This is a move I definitely wanted them to make. I definitely wanted the Raiders to do. Only strengthens this room, bro. So now I'm looking at the linebacker room. Landon Roberts and Germaine Pratt. That moves me. That moves me. So before we continue on and get all up into it, you know how we do here on the Rundown, bro. We're gonna break it down, give you the rundown on what Germaine Pratt did last season and all the extra. But before we do that, let's play this funky music and let's get the show cracking. Man, what is going on? What is happening with my funky people in the building, man? Make sure you guys are tapping on the like button at the very least, man. Tap on the like button helps your boy out greatly. But man, you see all that stuff here at the bottom, man. You see all the giveaway and all the extra, man. If you're feeling what you're hearing and you're really liking the channel, man, make sure you tap in, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss none of that. And at the same time, man, be part of this giveaway that we got. 3K, man. We're giving away a Geno Smith jersey, man. So I'm excited for that, but not as excited as I am excited for that, but on equal plane, very excited for the move that we just made, man. Very excited for the move we just made, bro. And we're gonna hop straight into it, right? Because this is something that I was expecting the Raiders to do a while ago, which I mean, address this room. You know what I mean? I don't think they fully adequately addressed the room in the off season, right? Like how we should. Well, it's still the off season, but let's say the free agency period, right? That we should have done. But now, right? These are the moves right here that let me know that we're serious as a franchise, man. We getting serious as a team. And that is signing Germaine Pratt, right? Straight off of it, right? He got released yesterday, and we waste no time. We waste little time and we get to it and we sign one of the better pickups that we could have made in the linebacker room, right? For whatever veteran is out there, right? I didn't. We looked at the landscape many a time if we was on this show, right? No veterans out there that we could have added that could have made an immediate upgrade or somebody you're like, yeah, I can see this dude making us better coming into the team, right? At least adding good competition. Didn't see that. But this move here is different from that. This move right here gives us flexibility. It gives us now somebody who we can trust a little more in pass coverage, right? Trust a little more. Somebody who's veteran, played already, right? So there's no disrespect to these guys, but Jalen Smith, Devin White, we have not seen stellar play or just recent play in I don't know how many years, right? So now you get a guy like Germaine Pratt, who, albeit right, Cincinnati struggled last year, but regardless, he was a main piece when they went to the Super Bowl in these playoff years, right? Now you get somebody like that who has that experience. It only makes the room better, man. We were so young in that room, so inexperienced, so many question marks in the linebacker room. Now you lessen that, you quiet that out, right? So the Raiders have officially signed Germaine Pratt. And looking at the deal, bro, hey, what I always say here, man, if you're paying somebody in nothing but big league chew, then it don't matter, right? Regardless of if it may or may not work, because you're not taking that big of a risk, man. Low risk, high reward. Bro, you only paying this man 4.25 mil for a year. That's it. That's nothing. You feel what I'm saying? That's nothing. Devin White, I think the contract is comparable, but either way, bro, he's not getting paid that much amount of money. So again, low risk, high reward. A guy that I think you can immediately slot as a starter. I think he's an immediate starter. But let me see what y'all talking about, man. Salute to my guys in the building, man. Just another DJ. Hey, and salute to my guy DJ, man, because he followed me on X, man. We be getting into it, man, over there on the X Wars, bro. We be getting into it, but sometimes, man, sometimes the moves, we be predicting these moves, man. That hopium pack is starting to cloud the atmosphere. Now this is moving me, right? You feel what I'm saying? Like this right here is making me happy. Now I can have some confidence within that second level of the play, right? Of defense, bro. We got veterans back there. So now I'm a little more confident. A little more confident. What's going on, Sal, man? Salute to you, man. I'm over here fucking up. Salute to my guy, bro. Salute to my guy. Salute to my guy. That's how you know I'm over here talking too fast, bro. I'm too excited about this move. Too excited. And then there's another move that I think we got to talk about too, because I just saw it across my timeline, bro. I just saw it across my timeline. So I think there might be one other move that we might be talking about, a visit coming in. So let's see what that looks like, bro. But let's continue with the comments, man. Let me tap in with my peoples. Raider Bart says great pickup. Now let's get a cornerback. I agree. I hope it's Jalen Ramsey, to be honest with you. Germaine Pratt, Jalen Ramsey. Hey, Spy Tech, you've done all you need to do in this offseason. You feel what I'm saying? You did all you need to do. I don't want to hear not a single negative word about Spy Tech if he pulls that off. You get Germaine Pratt. You get Jalen Ramsey. Even Jair Alexander, I'm not really with that, but even if he gets that, can't say nothing to him, man. He's doing his job. He is doing his job. Man, Dixon in the building, man. What's the deal, big dog? Appreciate you for tapping in. I am excited. Immediate starter. Yes, sir. Immediate. Now we don't have to hope, right? We don't have to wish. We don't have to pray. This is what I was talking about, and this is what we were discussing earlier on in the offseason, right? All my peoples that's with us. Bro, we don't have to hope, wish. We don't have to like look and search to find if there's going to be some good play, right? If he can be a starter. We know he can be a starter. So that, bro, immediately I'm happy about that. Immediately happy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Pillaging just for fun. What's the deal? He says, love the signing. Hopefully we sign Griffin. Are you mean the corner? Shaquille? Could work, maybe. For me personally, we need a slot bad, man. We need a slot bad. And what I'm hearing coming out of training camp, and I was gonna save my show for later. You feel what I'm saying? I usually go 5:00, but I'm already on, so we might as well talk about some of the things I was going to talk about earlier. But we're gonna get into the Pratt signing first, right? We're gonna get into this first and tap in with some of his stats, right? What he did last year, what can we expect? Hey, even on blunts and breakdowns, as y'all know, we watched the film. Might even tap in with some of that film for Germaine Pratt. What can we expect? Oh, that's a good episode, huh? And Landon Roberts, Germaine Pratt in the same episode. Watch that film. I think we're going to do that. I like that. I'm going to get with Mike, bro. I think that's a fire episode right there. Definitely going to talk about doing that. Alec, what's the deal? Vet Pratt bringing it for our defense, man. I agree, bro. I agree. I think this dude is going to pay dividends. He's going to pay dividends. Ramsey would be great. I hope. I know I heard somewhere that the Dolphins are trying to play hardball. But it's like, bro, how much leverage do they have, dog? Like, we're not going to give you no premium stuff if you about to go ahead and, you know what I mean, and not want to pay or not want to take on some of the money of the contract, bro. That don't make no sense. We got to be smart with the Jalen Ramsey move. I will say that. As much as I do want it to happen, we have to be smart with how it goes down. Jair Alexander, if I'm being honest, probably is more of a possibility, but not the move I would make. Let's just say that. I love everything the Raiders are doing. Oh, yeah. Hey, quiet. They're doing it quietly, too. I do like it, man. Hey, bro, I love the fact that it was damn near 24 hours after this man is cut, he signed. Don't waste no time, bro. How many times we look at moves, you know, from other teams in the past years? Oh, excuse me. In the past years, and they make these moves immediately. We're looking like, God damn. You know what I mean? That could have been a move we made. Then you look in the season. As the season progresses, it's a veteran that actually worked out for the squad, right? And then you're like, damn, bro, like later, it's so many times that's happened. And I don't know how many years of just watching this team and watching signings, bro. So I'm glad they did it. I'm glad they did this quickly. Ramsey be cherry on top. 100. I felt cornerback room needs that most help. Okay, you with Turf, OJ, and I respect that, right? Turf believes that the cornerback room needs more help. I think they're probably looking at it like there's young talent in there that probably looks more promising than the young talent in the linebacker room. I mean, we talked about it, you know. There's only one young linebacker we have that we're all like, oh, yeah, we see something out of. That's Gaynor. Other than Gaynor, bro, there's no other young linebacker we have like that much confidence in. You feel me? That's the problem. Oh, 805 in the building. Really, really want to see what my dog says about this one. Shout out to my guy 805 and all the content he be producing over there, as you know. What's good, Rundown? No more question marks in the linebacker room. Got 2 starters with Jeremy Chin playing in the box. Stoked for the move. Hey, man. Hey, I know it's a good move. I know we in good standards, man. You see an 805 come on here happy, man. I know what time it is, bro. I'm happy as well, bro. Like you saying, immediate starter. That's what we needed. That's it. They pull off a Jalen Ramsey trade. I'm heading to DC week 3. Hey, yeah, bro. I'm forcing myself not to go to the home opener. Like I told y'all, bro, I have terrible luck with home openers. Terrible luck. I'm probably like in my career of going to home openers, I've probably seen like 2. I'm 2 out of like 11 or something like that. So it's nasty work. But if they pull off Jalen Ramsey, yeah, you might catch my black ass. You might catch my black ass in the stadium Monday night. You might catch me there. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Linebacker room was cool, and Pratt in some ways takes away from these young guys' development, in my opinion. I respect it. I mean, if you're talking about Gaynor specifically, yeah. he can still get on the field, right? Now let's not lose sight of the fact that there's still battles that can go on in training camp, right? If we're talking about these young guys and even getting in a rotational role, we can still get some battles, right? I'm not I'm not of the guys that just slot Devin White to just make the roster. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I still think that he's got a battle with Gainer. I think they do the same things, to be honest with you. I think Gainer and Devin White can do the same things. So if that's the case, and I know, Devin White's cheap, but either way, I get somebody younger that's already on the squad. I still think there's battles to be had. But at the end of the day, I don't think that Gainer's strength was pass coverage. That's the whole thing that I'm getting into that I was worried about. I don't think his strength was pass coverage. Elandon Roberts' strength ain't pass coverage. We know for damn sure it ain't Devin White's, right? And everybody else in there, question mark, question mark. With this dude, I'm not saying he's the greatest. He's not Fred Warner or anything like that, but he's better than everybody else that we have. 100% he's better than everybody else at the pass coverage aspect of it. So I think in that regard, probably why you're making this move. You know what I mean? But that's just my opinion. That's my opinion. I want to see what y'all talking about, man. I heard the Steelers are going to make a move on Jair or Ramsey, and I can see them doing that. The bastards, right? I could definitely see the Steelers pulling something off like that. But seeing as how quick we moved, it does not, now I'm more confident to say, like, they're probably working on something, right? And even if it doesn't get done, now we can probably say, like, all right, at least we thrown our hat in the ring, something like that. Sometimes not every move is made. It's understandable, but throw your hat in the ring, do something, right? And I just hated past years when, as a fan base, we're sitting here like, dog, this is a problem. You know what I mean? This is a huge problem. And we're saying it for weeks, months. And then come the season, it's actually a problem. And we're like, bro, we could have been solved this. I just hate as a fan base when we say that and the organization is not saying that. Now it seems like they're doing that, right? It seems like they're doing that. But let me go ahead, man. Let me go ahead. Let's you know how we do here, man. We gotta go ahead and get a rundown on it, bro. What's Germaine Pratt's stats? What did he do last year? And of course, we don't go all the way off the stats because we definitely know that Cincinnati's defense last year was all types of ass. So we definitely know that. But what we can say, right? What we can say is that he was instrumental in certain in years previous, right? Years previous. Just 2 years ago, not even 2 years ago, or probably 2 years ago now at this point. Yeah. So not last year, but the 2 years prior than that, bro, he was a very good linebacker, right? And even on the cusp of saying he was one of the better linebackers in the league, getting a contract extension on the cusp of it. But then you have a down year, and then the organization can do what they do. And realistically, we all know that Cincinnati's organization and how they run their shit is bad. It's terrible, bro. They run their shit like a Waffle House. It's terrible over there. But real talk, though, what we can do here is really just analyze kind of what the stats are telling us. And then, of course, we'll go through the film later on. You know what I mean? We'll go through some film with Germaine Pratt and then really see if the stats, are they lining up with what we see here? Obviously, right? So let's look. Boom. So off of here, man, we take this off, man. Let's go ahead. Let's get into the stats of it. What did Germaine Pratt do last year for the Cincinnati Bengals, right? Now, looking at the splits, we're looking at 2024. Let me know if y'all can see this as I put this on the screen. And don't trip. I know some of my older folks, y'all needed to go ahead and zoom to 200, 300. So go ahead. I'll let it go ahead and get to that. But looking at it, let's look at the game log because you know what I'm gonna say, right? You know my first and initial thing, bro. The rundown test is how many games are you playing a year, right? How many games did you play? Did you miss a game? That's what I'm gonna ask. So looking at it, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I'm seeing all 17. So That's already one, right? That's one for me, bro. That's one for me. I got to see that you playing all games. So that's one. Boom, bang. Right. Next and looking at it, right, as we go through some of the stats, some of the splits. So for last year, for all intents and purposes, you're looking at the tackles. It was not a down year in tackles, right? But it kind of tells you how trash the defense was if you running around like a chicken with your head cut off, right? You know what I mean? They had to make all these tackles because usually look at the years that the Bengals are in playoff contention, right? Really getting like Super Bowl contention. 91 tackles, 99 tackles, right? 118. And you looking at last year where we know the defense was terrible, you can shoot up to 143. So that kind of tell you all you need to know, right? But at least you know you tackling. He was top 10 in tackles last year, so we can say that, right? Solo tackles had 80. That's good to see. It's good to see when you have more solo tackles than you do assisted tackles. Lets me know that you are secure in your tackling. And obviously, we're going to watch in the film to see if he's actually secure. We're going to see at this matchup. But assisted 63. Again, I don't look at him as a sack guy. I don't look at him as a linebacker that's rushing the passer or providing pressure, right? I look at more Devin White, Amari Gainer in that role. Now, you know, forced fumbles too, fumble recoveries too. I like to see that, right? But this is where, for me, the money's made, right? This is where you make the money. 10 pass deflections here when we looking at 2022, right? Then it goes down here. But then last year, we're looking at 6, right? 6 pass deflections. This is where the money needs to be made for me because we already have Elandon Roberts, and we know that's the run stuffer. We know what time it is. But when we're looking at Germaine, this is the signing that tells me we need more in the pass coverage, right? We need more in the pass coverage. And 6 pass deflections last year, not bad, right? Not bad. Now, I don't see any interceptions. Oh, wait, 2 interceptions last year, too. Boom, there we go. 2 interceptions, 6 pass deflections. I'll take that all day, right? I would take that all day. And then that's a string. You feel what I'm saying? That is a string of years in a row with 2 interceptions. We're going on. See, that we like to see consistency, right? We like to see consistency. 3 years in a row, 2 interceptions, right? So it tells me we getting our hands on the football. Now, of course, we look at the 3 years, excluding 23, which looked like a down year in pass deflections. Look at the 3 years you're getting the 2 interceptions as well. 10 pass deflections there, 6 last year. We're showing the pattern of getting our hands on the football, right? And that's what we need, bro. We need to get into the passing lanes here. And that's exactly what it is, bro. That's exactly what it is for this signing. Getting somebody that can be trusted out there. Maybe on long third downs, maybe be trusted on certain downs, right? So this is where I'm happy about. This is what I'm happy about. So let me go, man. Let me see what we got, bro. My boy, I'm with you with the whole entire way. I'm feeling your vibe. Like, subscribe, love, etc. Man, appreciate it, man. Appreciate you. Man, appreciate everybody that's in the building. All the new people that's here, man. Make sure you tapping on that subscribe button if you're feeling what you're hearing, man. I always say, bro, you don't have to agree with me either, man. If you listen to this, bro, but just if you like the way I'm getting down, if you like the way that football is being talked around here, man, we all objective around here. We just want to see the Raiders do good. We just talking ball. So if that's the case, bro, join in the rundown, fam, man. Appreciate everybody that's tapping in. Appreciate all my regular family that always taps in as well, man. Rosetown in the building, man. Example of the regular fam, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for tapping in. It is definitely great competition. At the very least, right? At the very least, it's good competition. That's what we can say about it. Maybe he works out, maybe he don't. I think he will work out, but maybe he does, maybe he don't. But what you can say is this is competition, at least, right? At the very least. Bloody Raider in the building, man. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you for tapping in. Stoked to just have another linebacker, frankly. Hey, and we talked about it with Turf, right? Where we saw Spy Tech at Media Day. He was like, I'm a former linebacker. So if if that room doesn't feel right, like something about me feels off. That's what he said. That's what Spy Tech said. Some variation of it. But either way, bro, like I said, his antenna should have been ringing from day one, if that's the case, right? You a former linebacker and you say you got to get that line right. His antenna should have been up immediately. This ain't right. I'm glad we share the sentiment. Not saying that somebody else that's already signed on the roster can't overlap or surprise us, but as of right now, bro, this is just what we needed. It's what we needed. Yoshi in the building, man. What's the deal? Appreciate you for being here. 805. Real Talk says Germaine is a converted safety from college. He's not amazing in coverage, but good enough to serve the role next to Roberts. That's exactly it, bro. That's exactly it. Like I said earlier, we're not talking about this man is Fred Warner or anything like that. We're not saying that. But what we are saying is that he's better at pass coverage than every other linebacker that we have right now. That's okay for right now. We can try. Maybe if we want to upgrade in a year, okay, cool. Maybe we can try to get somebody younger, faster, whatever the case. But for right now, bro, it's better than what we need. It's for sure what we need. Lecky in the building, man. What's the deal, bro? Hey, shout out to the profile picture too, bro. That was a fire movie. I just rewatched that the other day too, bro. The Unks catching straight. I think I told him something like this earlier on. When I told him something earlier on, variation like that in the group chat anyway. So he already know how I feel. Space Beast in the building. So pumped. I wanted Pratt over the cornerbacks. Yeah. If we're being technical, right? This is probably more of a need than Jalen Ramsey or Jair Alexander. It's more of a need if we're being technical. So yeah. I feel with Pratt, the stats from last year are not telling enough. The man was bad. Let's keep it a beam. And see, this is why exactly we're gonna go through the film too, bro. Don't trip. You know me. We're gonna be thorough, bro. So of course, we're gonna set that episode up. We're gonna go through the film and see if these stats line up. Right? We're gonna see if it line up. But looking at it on paper, it's not bad. But you're right. When you're right. We got to look at the film and we got to see if it match. Egalitarian in the building, man. Appreciate you for popping up, man. Appreciate it. Alec, man, he says, yeah, the Bengals D-line did linebackers not many favors, getting pushed back so much. Some of it. I mean, bro, the tackle count alone should tell you something was wrong. You feel what I'm saying? This man ain't got nowhere close to that tackle count a day in his career. We're looking at the numbers right in front of us, bro. A day in his career ain't got over that tackle count. Nowhere close, really. That should tell you all you need to know about how bad that defense was last year for sure. Becky says, fans still hurting over losing Spillane. Got to let bro go. What has he done last season? You know? And probably there's like a Patriot fan somewhere probably arguing this very fact about Spillane. Like, well, the defense was trash last year. So what can we expect from either? But regardless of it, bro, yeah, we got to let Spillane go. We got to let him go. Get him out the mines. You feel what I'm saying? I don't think. And either way, I would have liked to re-sign him. It would have been nice. But now looking at the linebacker room, I do think we have what needs to be done. I think we have the pieces. We have the pieces that can go ahead and be adequate for a year. I fully think that now. Chewy in the building, man. And one of these days, bro, we're gonna set it up. I'm getting you on the show, bro. You coming on the show. I'm gonna get you one of these days, bro. We're gonna set that thing up 100%, but I gotta get you on the show one of these days. Again, I'm not mad at linebacker room that consists of White, Pratt, Roberts. Starting is solid. Yeah, for sure. 100% solid, bro. I definitely. Oh, we got Dominique in the building too, man. What's the deal, bro? Great move. Yes, sir. Pratt, can this man play cornerback? No, no, I feel you. I'm sad now, bro. I can't use my goddamn analogy no more with the linebackers, bro. Ain't no more Eichenberg, Lindenberg, Dinkelberg, ain't none of that, bro. I can't use none of it. It's gone now because they ain't playing. that shit is done. They're done. Space Beast says we have a real front office, not afraid to bring guys in. $5 million is chump change. That feels weird to write. You feel me? I said this very point earlier, bro. Is how many times as a fan base we're like, dog, I think this dude can help. Then we drag our feet and we don't do it. And then we end up looking in the season And we're looking at that very player help a team make a playoff push. And we're like, damn, bro, they signed this man for peanuts. But now I'm and who knows if we're gonna make the playoff push or not. But it helps you get there, bro. It helps you get there 100%. If that's what you're hoping for, and that's your expectations for this season and this team, this only strengthens that trying to get to the playoff narrative. 100% only strengthens it. Whoa, hey, bro. I think Space Beast might have found the name of the congregation, bro. I might like it. I think I like it. We might have to vote on it. But Rundown Renegades is hard. That might be hard. I don't know. Y'all, we might have to vote on this as a congregation and as a squad, but I don't know. This might be tough, bro. It might be tough. I think I like it. I do think I like it. So as we continue with that, bro, again, only signed him for $4.25 million. Nothing too crazy. I think this is a low risk, high reward, and I think this is a move that's going to end up working out. I think you slot him in immediately as a starter. He is a starter. And hey, funny enough, I think my guys did a film breakdown on him the other day with 805. My guy Chris and Severe in the war room. They might have did a film breakdown yesterday. So if y'all want to see something about that, go ahead, bro. Go ahead and tap in with that. We can go ahead and make our assumptions immediately, right, about what we want to see. So okay, that's why somebody said this earlier. All right, that's why somebody said this earlier. I forgot who said it, so apologies. But I see why you said something about Griffin earlier because he is visiting. So we're going to go ahead and talk about this now. Not only did we sign Elandon Roberts for my guy Space Beast, right? We are not Space Beast, for my guy OJ, right? For my guy OJ. This for you, man. I guess they heard you, right? And said, all right, not only are we going to sign Germaine Pratt, but we're going to go ahead and see about bringing in some more cornerback help, right? So Shaquille Griffin is a name that is being talked about as visiting the Raiders, man. Per source, this is Jeremy Fowler. He's saying that he also visited with Seattle earlier in the offseason, but is visiting. I don't know. I think that's today. Maybe. But yeah, I guess they heard you, OJ. Immediately went into it right now, right after the signing of Pratt. Honestly, we got this news. So real quick though, DJ said, does this Pratt signing move the needle for you? I was already at like 8 wins. I'm going to get back to you on this, DJ, at the end of the show. Because I'm going to think about this. Because I'm at 8 wins right now for this squad. 8 wins. I got to think, bro. That's interesting. Because I don't know. Because then that would be like, if I say like 9 wins, then that means like the signing of Pratt to me bumped us up to a playoff team. You know what I mean? And I don't know if I want to go that far. That's where I'm at. Because I do think it helps. I could probably squeeze 9 wins out of there. Probably squeeze it. But bump it off to a playoff is probably too much for me. I don't know. Let me see, man. 805 Raider did a great show on Pratt. See, okay, hey, that's what I'm talking about, bro. I'm always showing love. If you want to watch their version of the film, bro, and how they break it down, because everybody breaks film down a little different, right? Everybody break it down a little different. So if you want to watch them break it down, bro, go watch my guys in the war room, because I know they did a thorough and good job over there breaking it down, bro. So go ahead, tap in with them with they film breakdown. And of course, if you want to watch your boy Rundown break it down as well, I'm gonna do my own version later on as well. I'm gonna do that too. But y'all, hey, we gonna get it in. We're gonna get it in. We got to find. Hey, I think we might keep that, bro. I'll tell you, that shit fire. We might have found the name of the congregation, bro. Busy day, 100% busy day. We for sure signing the DB. Oh, we're getting one. This tells me we're getting one. This tells me that we are going to get a line or a DB. I just don't know if it's going to be this guy. Now, what I'm gonna check, we're gonna look for it right now, right? How many snaps has Shaquille Griffin played in the slot? That's going to be my first question. How many snaps is this man played in the slot Is he a slot corner? Can he be a slot corner? That's my first and only question. I asked the same thing with Jair Alexander, but we pretty much know the answer. He's not really a slot corner. So then there's that, right? The only person I'm not going to question about that is Jalen Ramsey. I don't care. You can play either slot or outside, bro, either one. But other than that, bro, it needs to be a search for a slot. Let me see. Yep, Griffin been on our offseason radar. Okay. Man, if they sign Griffin, we can say bye-bye to Ramsey being a Raider. A Ramsey trade for sure puts us in the playoff bubble. Now that will push me over the top. I'll be honest with you, bro. If they made the move for Jalen Ramsey, now I'm going to say we're a playoff team. I will say that 100%. We are a playoff team now. With this signing, I can't go that far. I'm sitting at 9 wins, probably 9 wins, right? Probably 9 wins at the max. But I can't go as playoff far yet. But, dog, yeah, Jalen puts us over the top. Even Jair, because if Jair stays healthy for a full year, yeah, that puts you over the top. But just the only thing, we don't know if he will. We can't be 100% confident that Jair Alexander is going to give us a full 17-game season. So it's going to be hard. 143 tackles is a lot of stopping the running back before the secondary. It's a lot. And it's a lot of your D-line not doing a goddamn thing either. So then there's that. We got to keep that in mind, bro. We got to keep that in mind. That's a lot of your D-line getting pushed the hell around. 143 tackles back there. Now you could be flying around, right? You could be going sideline to sideline to do your thing. But more than likely, your D-line ain't doing a damn thing. More than likely. If Griffin come with the bionicle hand, I'm with it. I think that's the wrong guy. You talking about the other one. I think you're talking about the linebacker brother. I think the DB brother got all 10. If I'm not mistaken. I think he has all 10. Why did I say it like that? I think that was bad to say. I don't know. Well, I might get canceled that, maybe. But Ramsey tips us into the playoffs. Good call. Yeah, bro. Definitely. Now, 805 says that this move does move the needle, though. It moved the needle for me. Look at what our division rivals did in the draft and offseason. Need to be ready for all the running backs we'll be facing this season. Oh, agreed. 100% agreed. I still think maybe there's question marks in the secondary, too, that I'm still not all the way there, right? And we're just going to turn this into a rundown show. I ain't going to cap. But either way, bro, there's still questions that we'll talk about, and either with the notes today that we're going to speak about where I'm kind of iffy on. Offense, I really don't have that many question marks, to be honest, besides the line. So maybe, but defensive wise, there's still a couple of question marks for me where I need it to be solved. Arnold says big if. Oh, if you're talking about Jair, that's a huge if. Huge. And we got corners on the team that don't even play a full 17-game season. So we got to wait and see for that. OJ says every pick and pass breakup Griffin has had has all been done with one hand. Hey, bro, this man going in. Hey, BZ says salute, man. Salute to you, bro. Appreciate you for tapping in. Raider Pete, grade Pratt all you want. Raiders need the help. So Pratt stat it is. Hey, I'm just glad we got help. That's it, bro. I'm just glad we got help. How sure are we that the cornerbacks on the outside can tackle? Not that sure. That's what I'm saying. There's question marks, bro, because I'm not that sure. I'm not, because we don't know about Porter. Stokes, I feel like, is an adequate enough tackler, but not great, right? I don't think he's great. I don't think he's great. But yeah, no. Shout out to Taddy in the building, but this moves, right? This moves. Now, how much? We'll see. But Shaquille Griffin, I mean, we can look. We're gonna look at it, of course. You know how we do. We're gonna see his stats and see what he's done. Did he play last year? That's my thing. And who did he play for? Oh, am I seeing? Okay. Let me look. His last year, he was on the Vikings. Okay, yeah, he was on the Vikings last year. So not bad. Looking at the stats of it. Okay. Been in the league for a minute. bounced around a couple of teams, right? But it's what it is. I mean, if we're signing him, definitely would like to see what he would bring, where he would play. That's sort of the thing of it, right? So looking, boom. Let's get to the stats. Of course, the stats don't tell all the story. Boom, the stats don't tell all the story. Last year, yeah, okay. So with the Vikings, good defense to play for. Played all 17 games with the Vikings. Solo tackles, had 41 total tackles. So for all intents and purposes, looked like he played a good amount. No sacks, okay, whatever. 2 interceptions last year. Okay, not bad. Then you're looking at the pass deflections, 6 pass deflections last year. Kind of down when you're looking at some of the years he had with Seattle. Now, right? These years with Seattle, got to remember these are Pete years, right? So these are Pete years in 2017, 2018. You're looking at those years. So then from there, bro, having good years, right? It looked pretty good here. 15 pass deflections here. You're looking at the interceptions. He had 1, 8 here in the next one, right? Had 2 again in 2018. So with the Pete years, it looks good, right? But obviously after that, Pete leaves, and we start to bounce around, or he just starts to bounce around after that. Not really consistent after leaving Seattle, right? We don't see what we were seeing from these years in Seattle until we get to here, and even here it's sort of lean with Minnesota. So is it the best thing that I would say that we can do? No, I don't think it's the best move, to be honest. This wouldn't move the needle for me a lot either. But let me look. Let me see if we see some. Let me see if we see some splits. If we can see where he played as a starter, and this is last year, correct? I believe this is last year. Yeah, 2024. As a starter, he played 12. Let me see. Let me see. What is this? Total games, is that as a starter? 12 total games. Okay. I don't know. Oh, I don't even know if that's games, to be honest. But looking at it, trying to see if he played slot, where he played. It's not showing me that. I'm about to figure it out, because I need to know if he plays slot or not. That's gonna be my main question for this man. Because if he did, then I can see the appeal. Nickel. Let me go ahead and look at that. Excuse me as I go ahead and look. Y'all already know what time it is. I need to see that. Shaquille Griffin primarily played as an outside cornerback. He did see a couple reps in the nickel position, but his main priority is outside. Now, he can play nickel, but we're looking fish out of water type, right? Fish out of water type. I don't think that's a strength, right? Now, you look at his measurables already. Y'all tell me, right? We know as a fan base, and we know as fans what Pete likes to see in the type of cornerback that he likes, right? We know the measurables of the corners. We all know that. And I'm going to say his measurables right now. He's 6 feet, 198. You tell me if he's a Pete outside corner. That's a no, right? Immediately, that's a no. So then looking, probably going to have to make the bones in the slot, right? But we got Jacorian Bennett. He's fighting on the outside, whatever the case. Darnay Holmes fighting on the inside. He's going to have to make the bones in the slot, bro. That's the only way if we was going to rock with Shaquille Griffin, because I already see too much competition on the outside. Way too much competition on the outside to be talking about that, man. So, yeah, I this don't move the needle for me, but at least we're looking, and it signals we're looking for veteran cornerback help. At least it signals that. He was horrible on the Jags. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Has had some injuries after Hawks for sure. Yeah, bro. It was not consistent after the Seahawks, and now we're looking to find that consistency. But again, this is why it wouldn't move the needle for me at all. You feel what I'm saying? With the Jags, he played on the outside a ton. Probably played on the outside, because I'm thinking about it. Who were the outside corners last year? He probably played on the outside last year too. Yeah, I can't. I'm not with it. If we're trying to do a fish out of water type of thing where it's like, nah, he don't really play slot, but you know what I mean? We're gonna try him out there and things like that. Then it is what it is, bro. I say move on from that. To be honest, move on from that. So that is the signings right there, man. Our guy East Coast Gridiron, man, in the building. What's the deal, bro? Shout out to our guy, man. He says Griffin was okay. He wasn't bad. Our defense was really bad. Okay, so since you here, bro, can he play slot corner? Is this something that he can do? If you're still in the chat, is this something that he can do? Or are we trying to fit a square peg in a round hole here? We're trying to put him as a slot, and he's gonna have to only play outside. What's the deal with that? Because if he can only play out slide, I'm very much off of that, to be honest. Because I don't think we need slot corners. I don't think we need outside corners. My bad. But if he plays slot, I'm with it. I'm 100% with it. And let's see if we can get something out of that. But if so, let me go ahead and see something, man. We're gonna tap in with some of the training camp moves as well, man. We're just gonna combine some of the rundown show, right? We was gonna go ahead and tap in at 5:00. But of course, why we gonna do that, man? We already live, man. We already got the family rocking with us. Ain't no point. So we might as well go ahead and do it now, right? So if we get in here, we got some notes. Bang. Got some notes from training camp that I definitely would like to talk about, because these are some notes right here that I think are telling for right now. Very telling. Now, obviously, it is only June, but just to think about it, right? Put it in our brains is very interesting. So we're gonna go to the next little segment of the show, right, and talk about training camp. But next segment of the show is called Raider Recents, man. And this is where we talk about what's going on recently in the nation. We usually do it before the show, whatever the case. But we had to break down the breaking news of signing Germaine Pratt. Now, we're going to get into some of the training camp news that we have. Not training camp news, but, OTA news that we have, mini camp news that we have for today, right? Now, we're going on day 2 of it, right? There was some talk yesterday that we'll get into a little bit, but we're going to talk about some of the recent news today and what's been going down. These are some interesting tidbits from the practice that I think we got to talk about. Number 1, and this is from Ryan McFadden, Darian Porter and Eric Stokes continue to get the bulk of the first team reps. That's interesting, right? Geno Smith threw a pair of TD passes to Michael Mayer and Jacoby Myers. Great to see Michael Mayer get involved. Y'all know what I say all the time. If Michael Mayer can continue to become a focal point of the offense, can continue to become something that people have to look out for, it's only going to make us that much better, bro. There's no way everybody can defend all of the weapons that we have on this offense. It's going to be too much, right? So I'm definitely happy to see Michael Mayer continue to get some targets in this offense with Chip Kelly. And then the last one, Dante Thornton dropped a TD catch. He and Trey Tucker had been lining up on the slot or on the outside while Myers is lining up on the slot. We definitely got to talk about that, bro. So first one, let's get into the first little note of it, right? And before we do, we got our response. East Coast says Shaquille played quite a bit in the slot for us, especially after we drafted Tyson Campbell, who's been great for us. We were getting younger and we didn't need him. Okay. So that kind of quells something for me, because that's what we need. And I would think, hearing this, I would think that that's what they're signing him for. That's what they're probably asking of him. I would hope. If you're getting Shaquille Griffin, you're probably asking, like, can you play slot? You know what I mean? What's the confidence in them allowing him to play slot? Because if that's the case, makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. But outside, it don't make really that much sense. And just like that, Devin White is expendable. 100%. Actually played him at safety a couple times as well. See, okay. Now, this is what I like to hear. You feel what I'm saying? That versatility. That versatility is exactly what I like to hear. We can't pigeonhole somebody and be like, oh yeah, he's an outside dude, because bro, he's not gonna play outside. There's no way he sees any time outside, right? Because we already got a guy that's on our squad that's struggling right now to see time outside. And again, right, when I bring up this name, even guys in my group chat, right, people want to go ahead, bring the pitchfork and torches out and say, don't you dare talk about this player like this. But hey, man, I'm just calling it as I see it, right? Darian Porter, Eric Stokes. We're talking about the first note of this tweet here. Darian Porter and Eric Stokes getting the bulk of the first team reps. From what I gather, Jacorian Bennett is healthy. He's healthy, right? We said it last week in the show. Jacorian Bennett needs to have a good training camp. Needs to have a there is not, oh, he'll be okay and he has a spot. He does not have a spot right now. I don't believe he has a spot right now. And yeah, he played well last year for a whole new regime and did not finish the season. And that's 2 straight years where he has not finished the season. For a new regime coming in, everybody's building a resume, coaches, front office, players, everybody's building that new resume together. You got to put something new on paper. We cannot go off of what we did last year in a 4-12 season for a coach that's not here no more, a whole regime that's not here no more. We cannot base it off of that. There's no way. That's not how we continue to get better, bro. So from here, right, we look, and now he's fully healthy. And you kind of heard it yesterday too. Let's bring it back to that. You kind of heard it yesterday. Jacorian in his presser said something of the lines of that. Didn't say exactly what I'm saying right now, but in the presser said something like, I have to show these coaches, and that's why a lot of the questions was geared like that. Do you think you have to prove yourself? Do you think that this is a year where, man, you're going on 3 straight years where it's different coaches and every year you've had to do this, and that to prove yourself? There's a reason the questions are posed this way. And then he answers with, I just have to show these coaches what type of competitor I am and everything. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Because as of right now, I don't think you can immediately slot him in there. Now, yeah, you can say, and this is true, he's recovering from the torn labrum, the shoulder injury. We wasn't talking about that before that yesterday, before he revealed all that. We wasn't talking about that before that. And secondly, ain't no contact. So to be honest with you, the shoulder ain't got nothing to do with it, right? Let's just keep it a bean. There is no contact going on right now. This is a corner's time. This is a corner's time to get the mental reps. This is a corner's time to get the footwork right, to understand what he needs to do within the defense, because we are not hitting, right? This is for the receivers, for the quarterbacks, for the corners. We're getting our timing. Everybody, we're going routes on air. We're one-on-ones, whatever the case, bro. So for me, the shoulder has little to do with it for me as of right in this moment. Now, if we were hitting and we had pads on, you have a point. You have a 100% point. I get that. But I saw Jacorian doing them drills, right? He's out there on the bags. He's there. He's out there. So I'm sorry, Arnold. I can't. And hey, it's love, bro. It's love. It's not sitting here saying no disrespect or anything like that. But I can't accept that. He's out there. So why I feel the antennas should be ringing. Before we get into that, I see somebody else in the chat saying Cal Grizzly in the building, man. Appreciate you. What's good? Rundown Fresno in the building. Like how aggressive Spy Tech has shown to be so far. What grade would you give him for this offseason so far? He's received an A for me. He's got an A. That dude getting an A. He's done everything he needs to do right now. But I don't know. For me, looking at JB, bro, I think that why antennas should be ringing. Not really for Darian, kind of for Darian Porter, because he just got drafted. But either way, Eric Stokes, really the main one. Eric Stokes, the main one, getting the bulk of the first team reps. Antennas should be ringing. He just got here, right? He just got here. We're all learning the system together. You could say the same for Darian Porter, but it's more understandable for Darian Porter because you just drafted, buddy, right? They just got him. and this is a 3rd round selection. So you're gonna play this man. You're gonna play this man. All right, 3rd, whatever it is, bro. But either way, you just got him. So they're gonna try to get him in there. But Eric Stokes is the one where everybody's antenna should go up and be like, well, him and JB are kind of on the same playing field, to be honest with you. They both don't know the system, both trying to make an impression on the coaches. And the fact Eric Stokes is getting the majority of the reps should tell you something right now. It should tell you something. But we'll see as it continues. We'll see as it continues. I might be wrong. And of course, y'all know me. I don't give a damn about coming out here and say, oh, I'm wrong. My bad. You know, is what it is. But should tell you something. Now, next little note we have right there. Second one, Geno Smith threw a pair of TD passes, Michael Mayer, Jacoby Myers. Again, the second name, Jacoby Myers, we should know what time it is with that. We should know when they should expect good things from Jacoby. Space, I was getting into it. That last one, I'm getting into it. But we should expect good things from Jacoby. Of course, Michael Mayer is the X factor of the offense because getting him allows you to then line up Bowers more on the wide receiver type roles, right? If Mayer can continue to ascend and be that tight end, be all around, we can put Bowers more on the wide receiver roles, and have them on the field together, right? So he has to continue to ascend. I want him to continue to ascend because that only strengthens the offense. That only adds more versatility to what we can do. And really, gives Bowers a chance to do what he primarily is good at as well, which is right. We don't want to ask Bowers to line up right there on the red line and have to put his shoulder and body in the D ends and all that. We don't want to ask Bowers to do that primarily. We all know we're trying to ask Brock Bowers to get in the slot, maybe get out wide somewhere, or even release out of the tight end and run routes. That's what we want him to do. So the more that we can get Bowers doing that, the better the offense is. And to allow us to do that, Michael Mayer has to come to the forefront. It's the only way, right? Michael Mayer has to come to the forefront. Now, funny enough, right, a lot of these notes that we have right here kind of fall in and tie into the episode in the live we did last Wednesday, talking about some of the Raiders that need to have a good training camp, right? This is why we talk about that. First one kind of falls in with JB, right? Where's the name? Where am I not hearing that? Second one, right? We talked about Michael Mayer last week, and we said he has to have a good camp, good training camp to continue to give our offense versatility. Bang. Third one we talked about as well. Trey Tucker, bro. Trey Tucker. And we're going to talk about this because I think this is telling in a lot of ways. Now, first part, Dante Thornton dropped the TD catch. Okay, we're not going to trip off that immediately. It is what it is. It's the first drop I've heard out of the whole camp, I think, from him. So I'm not gonna trip off that. But that is something that I know Dante from East Coast talked about. I know when we did our research, we talked about as well. He did have a little bit of a drop problem coming from college, right? Have a little bit of a drop problem, so we're hoping that gets corrected. And that's not an occurrence we're continuously seeing, right? So I'm not going to trip off that immediately. It's the first drop I've heard all camp. It is what it is. He's been making plays every day thus far. So Dante Thornton can chill off that. You know what I mean? I think every day so far, we've heard something positive from him, so we can take that into our bank. What we really need to focus on the third sentence is Trey Tucker lining up on the outside primarily with Dante Thornton. Got to talk about that. That's not all the way good. It's not all the way good for Trey Tucker. It's not all the way good. The reason I'm saying that is because you already have a guy that's bigger, same speed as you in Dante Thornton that does the same amount of things that you can do if you're Trey Tucker, right? He does the same things. So there's going to be little room to separate himself on the outside. Right now, if you're going to tell me that Myers and if you're going to use Jacoby and you're going to use Brock to do that slide, and you know what I mean, he gets there a couple times. I mean, sure, but really, if you know what I mean, well, you do have Jack Besh, so Jack Besh can maybe play outside. Which talk about that, I ain't heard nothing from Jack Besh, but looking there, I don't know. I don't think that primarily helps Trey Tucker, if we're talking about him carving a role for himself. Right? You got outside guys. You got Besh. You got Jacoby who can play outside. You got Dante Thornton, who's the same speed as you, but bigger. So can maybe be asked to do more things that Trey Tucker will not be asked to do. Right? I mean, I think everybody's minds go to that Miami game a couple years ago where he has the speed to get over the top of Jalen Ramsey, but in no way, shape, or form should we be throwing Trey Tucker a jump ball to over a 6'3" corner. Right? But then you look at Dante Thornton and you're like, well, that's not really the issue. I can do that. Can he win the jump ball or contested balls? We'll see. But from here, you at least you can say the size is not an issue. You can say that off rip. I would think Trey would make more of his bones in the slot. But then we ask ourselves, and I have this question, and I don't know if I fully answered this yet. Is Trey Tucker shifty enough to go into the slot? Is he shifty enough? That's the main question that I have, and that's probably what's gnawing at me, right? And saying, like, that's going to make it hard for him to carve out a role. It is. Because if he's not shifty enough to play slot and he cannot play slot, that's going to be difficult. Mighty difficult for him to come in here and try to carve a role for himself when you got about like 4 to 5 guys on the roster at wide receiver that can all play slot. Damn near. And that's maybe exaggerating, but we can go through it. Jacoby can play slot. Brock Bowers can play slot. Jack Besh can play slot, right? You going into it. I'm probably not asking Dante Thornton to play, but if they do like the Kyle Phillips guy, and this is a name that I've heard from Turf, Severe, all the guys included, and he's a Chip Kelly guy. That's a guy that can play slot. More intensive purposes, you would say he's shiftier than Trey Tucker, right? So it's guys, right? It's guys that you can all slot in there and say, like, all right, bro, you can go into that position. So what would make him different if he's not elusive or shifty or can bend the hips down enough to get out of there, right? Like that, right? I don't know. Don't know. We have to. This is the question mark that we have, bro. Getting on my nerves because really it's like, can we not find a role? But you getting Dante Thornton might have been the icing on that cake. If Trey Tucker had Jacoby Ford ups, we wouldn't have a problem. This is where it is. And he can jump, right? He can jump. But I think maybe, and y'all let me know if you agree, I just feel like he's stiff. Right? For as fast and whatever he is a stiff. He is a stiff type of athlete, right? Pause. But like he's not as fluid, bro. He's not as fluid as some guys I see. Like case in point, right? Build, size. If you're looking at the size and build, look at like Zay Flowers, and he's not as big as Trey Tucker, but look at Zay Flowers and look how like shifty he is over there, right? And then like you look at Trey. That, and this is an extreme example, but just look at Trey. Like that's kind of, it's not the same, right? It's not the same. So I don't know, bro. I don't know. Bloody Raider says shoulder injury keeps me out of the mosh pit these days. Can't imagine playing football with the shoulder popping out. JB's words at any given moment. Ben of the Savage for that one. No, hey, and I know a shoulder can definitely be something, right? That is something. So I hope that it's all good and healed. You know, I know he said he has everything healed as well, and he got the surgery. So hopefully that pays dividends. I just hope, you know, look to see that doesn't put him behind some of the guys that maybe were already on the field, right? You hope that injury don't keep him off the field anymore. Let's say that either. No, injury don't keep him off the field. Got to be saucy in the slot. That agreed, bro. Agreed. Got to be saucy in the slot. I even look at a guy like he's not as big, maybe, but kind of the same build as well. You look at a guy like Amon-Ra St. Brown, right? sort of same build. He's even shiftier than Trey Tucker, right? You look, and that's why he's so damn good at where he is, bro. I don't even think Trey Tucker has Amon-Ra St. Brown type of shiftiness. I don't think he does. If we really need keeping it in a bean, and that's kind of like the body type, so to speak, of what we can look at. But nah, the skill sets there are not the same. And you can definitely tell it's not the same. And that's where I worry, right? If you don't have that type of elusiveness in there, where can we find you? So boom, don't have that shiftiness for the slot. Boom, not that big to play outside corner or outside receiver. And is the route tree good enough to do that? If the route tree is good enough to do that, so be it. That's the thing. That's what's going to help Trey Tucker, is if his route tree can be good enough to play on the slot and run every route. That's going to be it. That's the only way that he can differentiate himself, is the route running, because that's my question mark about Dante Thornton as well, right? That's my same question mark. But if whoever runs the better routes is who's going to get majority of the play, in my estimation. Trey working outside tells me Besh ain't doing so well. And we can talk about that too, bro. I ain't heard nothing from Jake Besh or Jack. I said Jake. Jack Besh. I ain't heard nothing from Jack Besh, bro. Zero, zilch. Am I tripping? Now, it is June, but am I tripping to be concerned? I hear a lot about Dante Thornton. Now, there are times where you hear a lot about a player in this, in this setting, and then you come the season, and this motherfucker can't, bro, he couldn't catch a football to save his life, right? Right? Everybody making all these type of plays, catching every football that comes their ways, and then the season comes, the motherfucker couldn't catch a cold. So there could be some of that. But at the same time, I haven't heard a word about Jack Besh, bro. I'm like, where are some of the plays, right? Where are some of the highlight reels? Maybe I'm tripping, but I ain't heard a word, bro. Maybe it's not concerning to a great line of degree, but I will say my antennas are getting raised. They're getting raised. I'm not hearing nothing. But to end the point off, bro, we're gonna end it off here. Because it's actually been a nice little show. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. Nice little rundown show. We talked about some breaking news, talked about some of the news that we heard out of minicamp today as well, man. All intents and purposes. Oh, and I ain't gonna lie, there was an interception today by Darnay Holmes. We do have to talk about that, but it was tipped. So not really anything I'm like gonna scream and be mad over or anything like that. Oh my God, interception for Gino. Like, no, ain't nothing like that, bro. I'm not really I'm not tripping about that. So trying to see if I can find what I was wanting to look at. Okay, there we go. Earlier. But right, the last thing that we're going to talk about is Kolton Miller. Right? We're going to talk about Kolton Miller and kind of his comments yesterday on what he thought about the Raiders contract situation and all that extra. I newfound respect for Kolton. I already respected Kolton hella, to be honest with you. I already respected Kolton hella just for the simple fact of, bro, he just show up to work, and we have been a dumpster fire year in and year out, bro. We've been a dumpster fire year in, year out. And it was regime after regime, and continues to be one of the better left tackles in the league, right? So I want to get love to Darnay, bro, but let's be real, brother. The shit was tipped, and how much confidence do we have in Darnay going into the season? We'll see, bro. We'll see. Maybe Besh is just looking the part, so they don't need to say anything. Yeah, there could be that. There could be some of that. I ain't gonna lie. There could be some of that. But let's look, man. Let's look at what Kolton said yesterday about some of his contract disputes and what he thought about being on the squad.
You're going into the final year of your deal. For you personally, what went into Your decision to commit to coming in and practicing throughout OTAs and being here at management?
I've been here for a long time, man. This is it's what I do, and looking to just improve each day, and the direction the organization is going with Pete. He's preaching competition. We got to make everyone better, including the young guys. So I'm gonna continue doing what I'm doing and lead the guys, and that's how I'm rolling. I want to be a Raider. I want to be a Raider for life. I love it here. I don't want to go anywhere else. So, and that I only know one way to do it, and that's showing up, getting better each day.
Yeah, you're going into the.
All right, bro. The short, simple, sweet. When your franchise left tackle says, "I want to be here for the rest of my career. I want to be a Raider for life." Hey, that you do that. You do that. There is no way. I know we just got Charles Grant. I understand that. But we all know Charles Grant is not ready. He's not ready right now. So when you hear that, get the deal done, bro. 100%. And we said it earlier when he was, quote unquote, people thought he was holding out, or, there was reports of holding out. And there were some people saying trade him. Right there, even at that time, bro, you heard there were some people talking about, trade Kolton Miller or whatever. Nah, bro, nah. Get this man his bread, sign this man to an extension, bro, and let's get this over with. He's already telling you, and he's put it out in the air. And we just talked about it. How many goddamn regimes has this man saw? Goddamn, this man's damn near a war veteran at this point, bro. This man should have. Damn near a black purple medal or some shit like that, bro, for whatever he done went through with this organization, bro. War. Should have PTSD. But for right now, bro, he's still showing up to work amidst a contract dispute, right? And still is doing the damn thing, bro. Still practicing. I'm completely for giving this man an extension. I don't think there's no other way. I think you got to go ahead and rock with that and get this man an extension. And let him be a Raider for life, bro. He told you plain and simple. He's already building. I think something's building here with this offensive line, and he can continue to help these young guys get along. I think that's something that we should definitely look into, bro. I think he's the next one. And I honestly predict he's the next one. If we're going extensions, I think he's next. He's next. I know Jacoby's out there somewhere too, but I think they're going to try to get Kolton taken care of first, and then try to get into Jacoby after that. But let me get into some of the comments real quick, man, for your boy ends up getting on out of here. But let me see what y'all talking about, man. T-Tuck doesn't have bakes, but he has dummy straight line speed. Agreed, bro. He has no side-to-side shiftiness to speak of. Zero, zilch. But for sure, he does have straight line speed. But is that going to help him win the battle in training camp? That's going to be the question. You talking about Amari? I do not want Amari anywhere near our young receivers. Anywhere near. I don't want none of that soft shit to rub off. To keep it a bean with you, bro. I don't want none of that soft diva shit to rub off on the young receivers, bro. He gonna teach him when you getting locked up to walk off the field and shit. No. I'm good, bro. Keep that off. Jeff in the building, man. What's going on? What's happening, Big Jeff, man? Appreciate you, man. And shout out to you for your content and everything you doing with all your shows. I know connection tonight. No, we got the Raider connection tonight. Yeah. So make sure y'all pull up with Jeff tonight, bro. Gonna be a fun one. Now we got a new signing. We got something to talk about, right? Everybody got some shit to talk about. Salute to you, of course, man. Salute to you. Billy Davis in the building, man. What's going on, Big Billy? What's the word, bro? Hope you doing good. Hope you feeling good. I'm all in on re-signing Kolton for a 2-year extension. Make it 3. Put one more on that. Make it 3. I want him to be here for as long as, so we can give Charles Grant as much leeway as possible to get ready. I don't want to rush Charles Grant out there. I don't give a damn what it is, bro. Let him be all the way ready. Let's get all that confidence in him. Let the coaching staff have confidence in him. So from there, when he is being inserted into the starting lineup, he's ready. right? That's all I care about. I heard Geno Smith is out there forcing balls to his tight ends. Pause. But I will say, I don't know, maybe. But as of right now for June, I don't care if a quarterback is forcing targets to certain guys or certain individuals and certain looks, because you want to see what works and what doesn't work. What can guys do and what can they not do, right? If I've seen, for example, if I've seen Michael Mayer make a 50-50 contested catch, and I've thrown him about 6 50-50 balls, and he done caught 4 of them, right? And I'm forcing these things into some tight windows, into some real tight coverage. But he still caught 4 out of 6 of the 50-50 balls. Then in the season, well, shit, I'm probably going to go to him in certain situations, right? If I know this guy's on him and I can see that it's a 50-50 ball, but I'm confident, right? You got to build that rapport now. So usually I don't really trip off that. I don't really try it. Now, when we get into the joint practices and training camp, and I'm hearing this, I'm all, yeah, now the concern grows. Now we're talking. Jason Downs, salute. We signed Pratt. Okay, that's okay. Adds more competition. For sure. Definitely adds more competition. We can't go from DA to AC. Yeah, bro, we can't go to no damn Devontae Adams to Amari Cooper. We're moving laterally. We can't do that, bro. We just got the room good. The energy in the room feels right. You feel what I'm saying? Let's not mess with that. Let's not mess with it. Okay, yep. Tonight, man, Raider Connection with my guy Jeff, Leo, LV Raider 10, and my guy Jay, man. All there. So appreciate everybody for tapping in. We're gonna go ahead and tap in with the final thoughts. Final thoughts of today. Signing of Germaine Pratt. Beautiful signing. Love the signing. Something that we talked about earlier in the week, and I'm very glad it came to fruition. Something that's needed. I think an immediate starter, somebody you slot in with Elandon Roberts. And like I said, right? Like I said, this is a move here that moves me, right? It moves me. Now you got 2 guys, veterans, that you can trust in this second level of the defense. You can trust them. Even if we're young in the first level and we get young in the third level, still we got veterans to kind of calm it down, right? So I'm happy about that. Now, prediction, a cornerback is coming in here for sure. We're going to get some DB help. I pray it's Jay, bro. I'm crossing my fingers that it's Jalen Ramsey, bro. I really want us to try to get Jalen Ramsey. If we don't, so be it. Not going to be super mad, of course, because it's an out of there move. It's an out there move. But bro, that pushes over the top, man. We're a playoff team. We get Jalen Ramsey, bro. We are a playoff team. Right now, I still think we're on the fringe. We're on the fringe, but we're close. I just think there's one more move, one more to get us there, bro. And we're going to be there. So, okay, maybe we get some cornerback help. That's my prediction coming off of there. And obviously, OTA notes, man. Nothing we can really get too excited on, too happy on, too low on. I mean, it's all PE gym clothes. So, you know, we're seeing guys make plays and do their thing now, but we have to see it continue and be consistent as the offseason continues. So that's my main thing. And let's hope that we get that as we go. But y'all already know, make sure you guys, and I agree 100%. So to answer DJ's question from earlier, I said I was going to think about it, and I thought about it. This moves take me from 8 wins. I was damn near on the fringe to 9. I feel like now we get a solid 9 wins. So, like I said, bro, Jalen Ramsey gives me that 10. We're there. That gives me that 10, damn near 11 maybe. Sneak one that we're not supposed to get. We get Jalen Ramsey. But right now, I still think there's a couple question marks. That need to be answered before I can go there and be confident. But you already know what time it is, man. Hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button if you felt what you're hearing, but you're here for an hour 19 of your time. You might as well hit that sub button now. Come join what my boys say, the Rundown Renegades, man. I like that. I mess with that, man. Come join that, bro. I got something special for the members coming soon. Continue to say it. We're going to have a special film breakdown episode for the members. So if you're not a member, make sure you tuned in. And that's what we're going to be doing, man. Special film breakdowns for my members, man, and really get into it a little more in depth, right? Give a couple more insights on what we can do or what the Raiders can do as a team, right? If we're looking for a signing, or maybe we just signed somebody, what can this dude do for us? So make sure you guys tap in with that, man, because I'm going to be doing more for the members 100%. And I got some merch that I'm working on, man, that I definitely want to get to y'all that are members. I'm definitely going to get that to y'all. So coming soon, bro. But until then, hit all them buttons. Hit the sub button, right? We got blunts and breakdowns tomorrow. It's going to be a live blunts and breakdowns too. Live blunts and breakdowns. Breaking down Caleb Rogers and breaking down Charles Grant. We're going to be watching O-line film tomorrow. So make sure y'all pull up your popcorn. Pull up your film watching hat. This is going down tomorrow. All right? We going live, and we end in the Trench Baby series tomorrow with the offensive line. Then we're going to start a new series after that. But y'all already know what time it is, bro. I say it every show. Make sure y'all stay good, stay safe out there, and I keep it authentic from the clouds to the ground on the Raider Rundown. Tap in with y'all next Wednesday.